What's going on, everybody? Hope you had a great weekend. I know I did. Went 6-2 overall with my premium selections over at WagerTalk.com, including that massive 5% outright winner on West Virginia Saturday in college hoops. Also a strong effort here on the Power Five. We went 7-3 overall between Saturday and Sunday. Smash that like button if you've been enjoying these free winners. Got five more coming for you in just a second. One of them will be on tonight's national championship game between Notre Dame and Ohio State. But first, a reminder at any time, you can go ahead and comment down below with your thoughts on these selections. We need to start in the NBA because there's a big afternoon card to celebrate the Martin Luther King holiday. 2:40 Eastern on TNT. You got T-Wolves at the Grizzlies. I considered taking the home team here, but looking at the Wager Talk Live odds screen, Memphis has already gone from a 3.5 to a 5-point favorite in this one, so let's attack the matchup in a different way. Desmond Bane is someone who has really stepped up for the Grizz when Ja Morant has been out. Look no further than the team's most recent game, a 140-112 beatdown of the Spurs where Bane dished out a season-high 14 assists. Oh, by the way, he also had 22 points. That's now 8 of his last 9 games where Bane has scored 20 or more. Whether or not Morant plays here, I like Bane over 18.5 points. At 3:40 Eastern, you've got the Suns at the Cavs. This one is not on national television, but certainly qualifies as a marquee matchup worth breaking down. Don't look now, but Phoenix has won 6 of its last 8 games. Granted, they're still not covering the spread very often, still just 14, 26, and 1 against the number on the season, but both Kevin Durant and Devin Booker have been going off recently for the Suns. That duo has averaged a combined 56.8 points, 10.5 rebounds, 12.1 assists over those last 8 games. But here they're up against one of the 3 elite teams in the league. Cleveland comes in 35-6 straight up, 28-13 against the spread. After getting drilled last Thursday in OKC, the Cavs bounced back nicely with a 124-117 win over the aforementioned T-Wolves. I'd lay it here with Cleveland. You could find them as low as -7.5 at DraftKings right now. That this is a team, Cleveland, that is 20-2 straight up at home. Number one in offensive efficiency. As long as the shots are falling, Cleveland should cover this number without much problem. The second game of today's TNT doubleheader at 5:10 Eastern is the Warriors hosting the Celtics. I have a feeling this could get ugly, especially if Steph Curry can't go. He's currently listed as questionable after limping off the court late in Saturday's win over the lowly Wizards. Draymond Green also officially listed as out here for Golden State. This is a Warriors team that's only 9-17 straight up its last 26 games. They've not won more than 2 in a row once during that stretch. And guess what? Golden State comes into today off back-to-back wins. Meanwhile, Boston is off a loss in overtime to Atlanta. The Celtics have been decidedly mediocre of late, just 4-4 straight up their last 8 games, but usually a good idea to back them off a loss. Just one time all season have the defending NBA champs drop back-to-back games straight up. And while this seems like a lot to lay in this spot, it's actually the shortest spread the Celtics have faced when coming off a loss this season. The market seems to concur with me here. Boston minus at the open at -6.5 was way too short of a number. This number's on the move. I would lay it up to 10.5. Let me get one college basketball play in here. It's an early one, 1 p.m. Eastern tip-off, so always pays to watch the Power 5 right when it drops here on Wager Talk TV. Best way to be instantly notified when the show is posted is to subscribe to the Wager Talk YouTube channel. I like NC Wilmington -5.5 against William and Mary. Apologies to my good friend Steve Merrill, an avid supporter of William and Mary, but the Tribe is likely to suffer its first conference loss of the season here. Pretty surprising, quite frankly, to see William and Mary atop the Coastal right now. They were picked to finish 7th in the preseason. 2 key edges for UNC Wilmington. One, the Seahawks will have the height advantage going into this game, and they tend to dominate on the offensive glass. In fact, they're top 30 in the country in second chance points. Number 2, UNC Wilmington also defends the 3 well. That's really key when facing an opponent like William and Mary that has shot it well from distance. So I say lay it at 7 or less. And finally, let us get to tonight's national championship game between Notre Dame and Ohio State. Buckeyes currently 8.5-point favorites with a total of 45.5. Some Notre Dame and over money so far, but I think there's a chance this spread gets bet up closer to kickoff. No real feel from me for either the side or total. However, do like a couple player props on this game. Remember, we did quite well with player props here on the show over the weekend in the NFL. I'll give you one for free right now. Notre Dame running back Aeneas Williams over 24.5 yards receiving. Williams has seen more and more playing time as the season has progressed, and while it may not necessarily lead to a Fighting Irish win or even cover, Tonight seems like a good matchup for Williams to get some receiving yards. The vaunted Ohio State defense did just allow 101 yards receiving to Texas running backs in the college football playoff semifinal. Over his last 3 games, Williams has 11 receptions for 86 yards. I don't have a ton of faith in Notre Dame quarterback O'Reilly Leonard getting the ball down the field in this game, but short passes to Williams may be the Irish's best shot at having success offensively. Now, for my top player prop on tonight's national championship game, head on over to WT.buzz/BP. As I said at the outset here on the Power 5, it was a great weekend, 6-2 overall with premium plays, including that huge 5% win in college hoops with West Virginia. Also went 3-1 in the NFL. Now a 34-18-2 all sports run for yours truly. Let's keep it going with a 4% best bet on Notre Dame, Ohio State. It is a player prop. Last year in the national championship game, I cashed a 4% best bet. Very easy on Michigan over Washington. And 2 years ago, it just so happens my best bet was a player prop on the national championship game. That was Brock Bowers over 61.5 yards receiving. And guess what? Brock Bowers went over that prop in the first half. Now, starring, of course, for the Las Vegas Raiders. So WT.buzz/BP is where to get the 4% best bet for tonight's game. Again, comment down below with your thoughts on the Power 5 for today. Let me just do a quick recap here. In the NBA, we like Desmond Bane over 18.5 points for Memphis against Minnesota. I want to lay it with the Cavs against Phoenix. I will lay it with the Celtics against the Warriors. College hoops, another favorite. Very rare for me to have all these favorites on a show. I like UNC Wilmington -5.5 against William and Mary. And then the national championship game, free player prop for you. Notre Dame running back Aeneas Williams over 24.5 yards receiving. Comment down below with your thoughts on those plays. Let me know how you're betting the national championship game on Monday night. That's going to do it for me. Hope you enjoyed the show. Smash that like button if you did. And until next time, let's cash some tickets.